struggling to get the answer on the internet, so thought I'd come in here and see if the ministry knows how to do this. If they how to add money to a Cash App. I don't know how to do that. I've only ever used it because there was money put into the account. I know how to transfer money from Cash App to a bank account. Can't seem to figure out how to add because I'm about $5 short and I can't go to my bank until Monday. So I thought I would come in here and see if maybe somebody had the answer on how to add. Was afraid if my phone got shut off, I wouldn't have the internet. I wouldn't have a way to figure out how to, because it doesn't look like an ad. I don't know where to add to a Cash App account. How do you put money onto a Cash App card? And again, if I remember mistaken, I normally pay my phone bill ahead of time. I don't believe Verizon has any leeway, so I thought maybe somebody might know in here and use both of those. Maybe uses Verizon or use the Cash App. How do I know we have a Dollar General here, but I don't know if you can add money. I mean, this is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So how do you add money to Cash App? Like I said, I'm not sure. I have a link in my description to Cash App, but I could take money from Cash App and transfer it to my bank. I don't think I can take money from my bank and put it onto a Cash App card. So how does one add to Cash App? I was trying to figure this out. I thought maybe you guys might have the answer, because I'm pretty sure Verizon will shut your phone off the day, if you don't make the payment, it gets shut the day of. So that's tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's tonight at like 12 a.m. 13th. That's the other thing I couldn't find out. I don't know how you add to Cash App. Like, where does all this money get added to Cash App? Where does these people add money to Cash App? So I'm not sure how this works. So because I had $15 sitting on my Cash App, and I was going to transfer that to my bank, and I was coming up about $3 to $5 short from Cash App, but I can't go to my bank until Monday. So I'm trying to how do you put money onto this card? Because there's still, you can transfer money from your bank account to your Cash App balance. To do this, you need to link your. Okay, so I already have all that, Elsa. I already have that. Okay, I already have the bank and the card link. So what I was going to do, because there's money sitting in my bank, there's like $33 in my bank. Somebody said they were going to send a PayPal. They blocked me on my PayPal account, but I got in there and I put the money that was in there. Nobody had sent any money. I had like $15. So I had like $33 sitting in my bank account now because I was able to transfer the PayPal money, and then I had another. So now I have $33 sitting in my bank account, and I can transfer one to the other. And at this point, I might as well just transfer the PayPal over to my bank account. But it puts me about $5 short, and my bank doesn't open up until Monday. So I'm not sure how to put money onto a PayPal card. Or not PayPal, but Cash App, or maybe even PayPal. I don't know, because I live out in the country and I only have like Dollar General, so I wouldn't even know how do people add money to a Cash App. Where does that money come from? Somebody's got to be loading this. Did people just load it from another digital? It's not like you can go put, $5, because like I said, I'm like $5 short. And it's just, I should have gone down there, threw some money. When I was in town, I didn't think I wanted to get back home to the dogs, and I didn't go by the little credit union, and they're not open on Saturday. I could have gone today, and they're not open on Saturday or Sunday. They don't have an ATM. It's just, they have 11. They won't even open up till 11 o'clock. I don't even know if it's tonight at o'clock because it's the 13th. Some people, it's like, bam, as soon as it turns the 13th, which means I'd have no phone service in the morning. That's what's just like, hey, I better get this. Maybe I'll ask my viewers if my phone got shut off tonight, at 12 o'clock, as soon as it's 13th, is it the end of the night and it's the 14th? I don't know what the leeway is with Verizon either, because I normally have, just normally have money in my account and normally don't have an issue. It's $50. It's not like it's 51 or $52 with some taxes or something, and I don't normally have an issue with my phone bill. I mean, I don't have a ton of bills. It's just a bad timing. It should have went by the credit union. Like I said, I was up in town and I just wanted to get back home it was hot, the dogs, and I was a little hot, and so I just didn't go by the little credit union, and they're not open on Saturdays and Sundays, so not sure. So I have a bank account, and I have it all linked to my Cash App, and I can move it all around, but ask for an extension. Yeah, it's just bummer, Carter. It's only like $5. It's what sucks. It's like, how do I just go put $5? I don't even want to do that to my account. You know what I'm saying? I don't need an extent. Monday morning, I could put $5, but I have to wait until you know, Monday morning, which my phone would be off tomorrow, and that's the 14th. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it was my bad. It's truly my bad for not going by and throwing $10 into the credit union, and I'd been just fine and had an extra $5 in there. So, yeah, it's just like weird. How do people put money onto Cash App? So I know how to put money into my bank and then transfer that. You know, I can move it around. Uh, yeah, well, that might be my option. I may have to, um, you know, I may have to call them. I just didn't know either tonight. The other thing, Carter, I was wondering if is Verizon going to shut it off tonight at 12 a.m. I mean, I have no, because it says my bill date is the 13th, right? Which is tomorrow. But is that like 12 a.m. tonight? 13th, bam, that's it, shut off. Oh, because there's no way I can pull it off tonight. I can't get anywhere tonight. Like I said, I live in the middle of nowhere. The bank doesn't open till Monday, you know. So I don't know how to add to a Cash App. Like PayPal, I could transfer over to my bank, which I did. I had $17 or something sitting in there, and I had another something like that sitting in the bank already, you know. And then I have $15 on my Cash App, so I'm like $3 short, and maybe taxes, you know, like $2. Those is like $5 if I could put $5 on a Cash App, but I don't know how to do that. And I was like, man, I'm going to ask my viewers. I can't stand here all, you know, I'm going to already. So, right. Cool. And I know sometimes they do that. And like I said, I normally don't have any issues with, you know, with my payment on my phone bill. I mean, I have to have a phone bill because I need service and internet, whatever, the ministry. So I something told me to go by there, but I was like, nah, I'm sure I've got enough. There's some money sitting in PayPal, and I got money on my Cash App, and I thought there was maybe $20 sitting in there, but I was mistaken. There was only like $15 or $14. I was about $5 off. You know what I'm saying with my math, and I don't keep money in the bank or anything like that. So I've already got all that. Like I said, I'm all linked up, PayPal. I just don't know how to add money to a Cash App. You know what I'm saying? I don't, how do people add to Cash App? Where's all this money come from? I guess it's from a digital. You can take it out of your bank and then load it, you know, but there's no way to add to Cash App. So, um, you know, it's weird. Like I said, it's my mistake. I don't mean to burden you guys. Like I said, if I had $5 more, I wouldn't even need to have come on here and even bothered yet. I'm sure I could, you know, $5 more in my PayPal account. I'd have been. Somebody said they'd sent a PayPal earlier, and that's fine. That's why I went in there and thought I'd look. But uh, yes, no, I got all that. Like I said, I know how to do all that. I'm just literally short $5, and so I didn't know how to add to like a pay to Cash App. And I don't think there's a way you can add to cash. It's so funny they call it Cash App, but there's no actual way to add cash. That's got to be pulled from a digital place. Your PayPal, my bank. I have all that linked. I can move all that money around. I just wouldn't know how to add. I can't go to my credit union until Monday morning at 11 o'clock. There's some little teeny tiny credit union out in the middle of nowhere, you know. So I can't do that. That's not going to work. I can't probably go anywhere in the morning because it only Dollar General, and I don't think you can add money to a Cash App card at Dollar General. And this Dollar General has issues anyways with they don't do all those some of the things because we're limited out in the country. So I'm like, maybe somebody knows. And then like I was trying to figure out if my phone was going to get shut off tonight too. Maybe somebody else had Verizon. Do they shut it off at the 13th, the morning of, you know, you know, in that case, you know, I might go over. I don't think I want to wake Kevin up over there and see maybe if he can put $5 onto my, you know, see if he'll loan me $5 from him. I'm sure he has a credit card he could load to my bank or something. There's a way we could make it work, but I didn't know the exact cutoff. If you can scroll down all the way down, it says cash. Do you want to go to the store? So, okay, cool. All right, guys. I don't want to, like I said, I ain't trying to burden anybody. I didn't want to come here and try to, ask anybody for any money. I was asking if you guys knew any way to put money on this card. So I think I might just be, you know, asked out. And if it gets shut off, it gets shut off. I'll get a hold of Kevin in the morning, and I'm sure, in the AM, and say, hey man, can you pay this for me? I'll go put money in the bank Monday, and or the credit union, and pay them back. So I didn't know. Did they shut it off? At what time does Verizon shut off your phone bill? If it's due on the 13th, do I have the end of the 13th tomorrow, and then the 14th? So I might be able to make something work. I don't know. Like I said, between now and tomorrow, I just don't know if it means it's going to get shut off tonight. So I forgot. Like I said, I don't remember having any issues. I pay my phone bill the day before, so I don't have a disconnection in service, and just a normal thing. This day, it was kind of weird. Like I said, my timing's off. I should have just stopped by the darn credit union. It's not I don't have the money. I have money to put in the credit union. I just didn't stop there. And my math was a little bit off because I don't keep, extra money in the bank. So does anybody have Verizon Wireless? Does anybody know when they're cut off? Because my bill is due on the 13th. So I don't think it means it's going to shut off at 12 a.m. tonight, right? First thing in the morning. No, they don't have. I know they don't have. I read their thing. They don't have a grace period. That I did read. That Verizon doesn't. They shut off the day of. I just can't figure out if it's because, like I said, I don't normally have a issue. It's like now this is over $5. It's the way that works in my life. I should have stopped there. I just was already in town. The dogs were outside. They were hot. It was hot here, and there's shade. I was just being a worry wart. I shouldn't have. I should have just stopped. I had to already go by the check and see if Kevin, and he had gotten any mail at my mind it was in it. And I think I'd bought something at the store too. So I had something that was cold. I think I'd bought, and so I wanted to. It's a mistake on my part. So I thought maybe somebody might too know that I could figure out whether the phone is going to be shut off at 12 o'clock tonight. The minute it's the 13th, do they shut it off, or do they shut it off at the end of the day? I was hoping at the end of the day, like the 14th, you have all day to pay it by the 13th. But I don't know. There's billing cycles in some of these companies where they'll shut it off. You know what I'm saying? Get a deposit on there for my workplace. What is that all about? Scorpion milk? I don't know what that's all about. Interesting. So. I hear a dog. I must be over the neighbors. Yeah, it's got to be the neighbor's dog over there. Never heard a dog barking in that direction for a while. So, when I have Cash App, and like I said, I don't know how any of that works. So, I don't think you can add cash to Cash App. That's kind of funny. They call it Cash App, and you can't even add cash to the Cash App account. It's going to have to come from a digital place or space. I guess it's digital cash. I like the app. I think it works. I mean, actually, I got my credit card stolen, and Cash App never gave me any of the money that I got taken back. My bank gave me, because this person, I dropped my wallet right outside of Goodwill, and somebody picked it up, went on a spending spree, and spent every dollar I had, everything out of my bank to the dollar, which I don't know how they did that, and then everything on my Cash App card. And that's actually how they caught them, because they were tracking the purchases, and then Cash App didn't give me my money back. So other than that, that's a pretty crappy thing to do somebody after they, and the guy actually got convicted and everything. I mean, they caught him, the whole thing. They know he stole it. He received, and Cash App never gave me my money back. It's kind of a crappy thing, man. Imagine have all your bank account cleared out, and then your Cash App cleared out, and then, they don't give you any money back, How do I add money to Elsa? How do I add money to Cash App? You've been saying that, but I don't see anything that says once your bank account is linked, you can add cash or add money selection. But what are you saying? But where? Okay, well, Walgreens. All right, I'm not over near a Walgreens. Me, it's a bad mistake on my part. So, I'm talking about going to a place where you can put cash. Everything's already linked. Everything's already linked to my bank account, my PayPal. I have no problems moving within the digital space. I'm talking about taking cash because that's all I have right now is cash. So I have $15 sitting on Cash App. At 5 or 10 more bucks and put it in my Cash App, I wouldn't even worry about it. But I'm not asking for the money. Actually, I was only asking if somebody knew if Verizon shut off by 12 o'clock tonight. It is, if it is what it is. So, yes, I already know all that. You guys already got all that. I don't need any issues following. I only needed to know, can you add money to Cash App? Period. How do you add money to Cash App? You know, and because I don't think you can. Like, go put cash, because that's not what I have. I have cash, you know. So I have the money. I have money. I have money. Okay. I have money. I just didn't put it into the account. It's my bad. I just don't know how to move cash because I spend cash is what I use most of the time. So I don't get paid from this app very seldom. Most of the time it's small amounts. And so there's people been donating this month, but I don't get paid that until next month. And I don't make any kind of living out here. I already spent 10 or 11 hours on here today. So yeah, Walmart with the cash. Okay, because Walmart's 2 hours. So, all right, guys, these are good information. I appreciate it. So there is ways to put money onto a cash. And I'm 2 hours from Walmart, guys, doing, and I'll figure it out. So more to appreciate it. So there are ways to add money to Cash App. Somebody said Walgreens, right? That might be one. And I thought maybe Dollar General. But Dollar General out here where I live doesn't do that, and I got to drive $20 worth of gas just to add $5. It's fine. I'll figure it out. It's not the end of the world. Like I said, it's not that I don't have money. My credit union doesn't open up until 11 o'clock on Monday. And, you know what I'm saying? And then I live just so far. It's not going to be worth. I'll just have to figure it out. I was trying to see if you guys had the information, because normally I have no issues paying my phone bill the day before, so I don't even know when the cutoff. Like, is it at 12 o'clock tonight? Will I wake up in the morning and my phone be shut off? I don't know. And normally I don't have that issue. So no, Cash App is a good app. Like I said, I had that issue with them not buddying, but the Cash App is a really good app. It's people have donated here to the ministry and made small donations, and it goes through. It's something, if they want, people insisted, no, Pastor, I want you to go get lunch. This is for you. I'm sending you $10. I want you to go buy a burger or something. I know you don't hardly ever eat out. You don't go to anything. It's a way that if somebody wanted to put money in my hands immediately through the Cash App, it was something I never had to the account. Actually, the Cash App got added to my account because I had a fire out here at the ministry. I had a fire. The channel was not monetized. I had a fire, and I lost a lot of tools, and I got burned up pretty bad or whatever. But somebody said, look, I want to make some donations, and I want to donate. I want to help you cover some things because you had a pretty good sized loss out there, and I've seen you use all these tools to build with, and now you're out the tools, and I want you to be able to continue. And they said, please set this up. So it's actually, that's why it's Predestined for Light. It's the old channel. It's like the viewers, the subscribers, or the ones who said, hey, we want you to set up this Cash App account, and then somebody helped me link the PayPal, because somebody, like people from other countries, can't always donate through the AdSense. So yeah, the whole place could have burned down out here, man. My dad died in a fire. That thing messed me up. Everything smelled like smoke. My dad died in a fire. It's what killed my dad. And so it was a horrible time in my life. And I was burned up because I was flinging plastic around, and I couldn't go in and get the fire extinguisher at all to burn up. So I had to go grab all the stuff that was on fire, flinging peanut butter. That's all. It was terrible. It was horrible. Bar oil got down on the ground, and it was fire. It was hell. It was literally hell out here, and I was burnt, my hands, my feet, flinging, like I said, plastic fans, and Oh man, if I wouldn't have got in there and grabbed it, all it would have burned. I looked at it for 1 minute and said, just let it burn, Tracy. Let it burn. Who cares? It's just stuff. I'm tired of looking after it anyways. And then I said, no, you got to get stupid, keep going. And I couldn't keep the fire, just kept going and going. I kept throwing stuff out. I mean, I had a motorcycle that burned all, it is. So, but that's how the Cash App account got set up, because otherwise I didn't have any links to any Cash App or PayPal or Monetary on this channel. I never, ever, that's not what the channel has ever been about. So this is the viewer suggested. We want you to put up a cape because we want to help you. And so, yeah, everything in my life is an absolute nightmare. So, I already have tools. Everything's, I had a barbecue that I was barbecuing a whole chicken on, had it on low, just kind of letting it do its thing. And it was on a, it was on a, like a log and a plate or whatever. But I went over there and that fire somehow had chased down the line. I think it's something in the actual line. And that came back because the bottle wasn't in, and because it was right next to the garage behind me, that bar oil was on the edge of the, sitting there by the edge, and that got hot. And then when that flazed up, that melted the bottle, that put the bar oil all over the place, and that just caused the whole thing to go up. So I was using a propane barbecue. I'm thinking maybe some chicken grease or something, but it was on a low setting. The window wasn't, I actually had it between the garage and the house, in between two on the deck, up off the ground. I don't know what caused it. Maybe a faulty, but it happened quick because something was like, I have a very sensitive nose for fire. My dad died in a fire, and if you want to get me into a time machine, let me smell smoke. I go right back into the time my dad died when I was, a teenager. So smoke is a really touchy subject with me, as far as the smell of it. And then everything burned up, and I had to smell it for months to get it out of here. There's still some stuff back there that I haven't completely been able to, it is what it is. But I should have let it all burn up, but it is what it is. I would have jumped in there with it, and like my dad, I could have gone by fire. Father wasn't done. He said, you got to get in there and get that stuff out. Or so I'm throwing, hot plastic, and even that peanut butter jar messed me up, guys. That peanut butter jar, because I can't believe that peanut butter caught fire. And then the noodles, because I had food in there, those noodles were on fire, guys. Stopped burning, it just kept creeping in there, and that whole bar oil was all over the floor. But I got it. I got burnt pretty bad, and I'm here, and they were small, it wasn't like, I jumped in. My dad died in a fire, so I don't even want to, I'm going to stop talking about it, but it is what it is. You need to find a participating store journal or bar in the app, and then I have to cash their scan completely deposit. Cool. Okay, cool. Elsa, appreciate it. So there is ways to add to Cash App. Cool. I figured that, but I didn't never use it that way, because mine has always been by donation, or I have money in my bank and I would transfer it over to Cash App, or I've even used Facebook Pay before in the past. And like I said, you guys, I have money. I'm not rich. This is the last of the money I have, but I just bought some more silver, and that's my mistake for not putting the money in. I apologize for inconveniencing you. I just really wanted to get maybe the information, and I better not stand here too long. So I'll have to wait till Monday. And if my phone gets shut off, I'll just probably go try to talk to Kevin, and I'm sure he has some kind of bank account, and somebody else can pay my $5. If this was in my bank right now, I wouldn't even have any of the issue. If I had $5 more on my Cash App, if I'd have had $5 more in the PayPal, somebody said they sent me a PayPal earlier, and they did, and that's fine. I don't care. It's fine. It don't matter. They asked for my PayPal link. People ask that a lot of time. I went in there, was blocked. So I had to go in and re-verify. So maybe they tried to, and it's just because Father just beats the snot out of me all the time. So this is what I'm down, $5. So it's not the end of the world. I just didn't know either. I thought maybe somebody might know that has Verizon Wireless knows that, is my phone going to be off tonight, at 12 o'clock? Because I might even go over and ask Kevin if he can pay the phone bill tonight, because I don't want my phone to get shut off. I normally don't have any issue paying, it's $52 or something with the taxes. So $5 or $6 more on my Cash App card and I would have been fine. I just don't have it in there. If I had $5 more in my bank account, I would have been fine. If I had $5 more on the PayPal card, I would have been fine. I just don't. And that's why I was seeing if anybody knew more too on how to add money to a bank, in which seems like Walgreens, there's ways you can add cash. I'm hours away from stores, guys. I live way out in the country. So that's cool. I'm not going to worry about it. It's not the end of the world. So just kind of like having that phone on for the live stream because the cops come try to wreck the place. It's nice to be able to film it live. So just feel a little vulnerable if my phone goes off and I can't do a live stream, guys. That sucks that my life is that way, but that's the life that I live. They come kill me tonight. And then my phone was off. Well, that's the way it was meant to be. See, over $5. Father's done crazier things in my life, so it's not the end of the world. I'll have to have Father protect me if that's what happens. Does anybody know? Does your phone get shut off at 12 o'clock by Verizon? Because I think it would. I think if they say the 13th, they mean I needed to have it paid by today, the 12th, because the 13th, it'll shut off at 12 o'clock. I think I've had a phone company that's done that before. I'm not sure. I don't think it's Verizon because I don't know if Verizon is again. I've always paid my phone bill before it gets shut off, or have the ability because so I actually have the money. I just didn't put it into the account, so I didn't know if anybody actually had Verizon Wireless and knows that if my phone is going to be shut off tonight. I hope not. I hope they'll leave it on until tomorrow because maybe I can, figure it out. I'm not going to go drive 2 hours to go put $5 on my card. That wouldn't make any sense. I'll ask Kevin and I'll give him the money. I have the money right here. There's $100 bill. I can pay my bill. I just didn't go to the town and pay it when I was in town and wanted to get home to my animals, and it's a calculation mistake as an error on my part. So I better get off here. I don't want to stay on here all night and be cumbersome to you guys. I just thought maybe somebody knew too about Verizon Wireless. If they shut your phone off, I don't get my phone shut off. It is. I have the ability to pay it right away. I don't remember where the time is. I think it's the next day. Not, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not sure. It may be tonight. Yeah, so I think it's going to be shut off tonight. So I honestly, I think it'll be shut off at 12 o'clock midnight tonight. I think they're one of these companies that does that because they don't have a grace period and they don't have a, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So what a silly goose that I am, eh? And I was in town and someone told me to stop by there. I'm like, nah, I got, I know I had some money on Cash App and I knew I had money on PayPal. I just thought I had a little bit more in the bank than I had, like $14 or something in the bank. And I put the 17 from PayPal and the 15 that leaves me $5 short with taxes. So calculation error on my part. Thank you. Also appreciate it. I appreciate it. It looks like it's going to get, it probably is. It's probably get shut off tonight. So it's not the end of the world. Cops normally don't do SWAT raids on Saturday. So I'm just in a really vulnerable situation, as you know, out here. If the cops come, I'd like to be able to live stream it. So they come at 3 a.m. in the morning. So not 12 o'clock at night. So what a goofy move on my part. So it's not the end of the world. Good. I hope they come kill me dead. I'm so tired of being here. This world is just killing me right now. Not knowing what's going on with my son. Be like a vacation out of here, I tell you. So, but I need to do it for my son. So try to need to stay out of jail and stay alive so that I can at least, if he's alive somewhere, that his dad is still out there looking for him, and my daughter is still out there looking for him. So trying to stay out of jail, trying to stay alive for now until Father, and I'm not worried. My day of death is already written, so I don't fear my death. So Okay, much blessings, guys. I already put a lot of hours in here today. Not 10-hour day or something out in here, maybe more, something like that. So I better go, and thank you for your time, and appreciate all your help there, Elsa. On like I said, I just never used the Cash App in a way that I've added money to it. I go put money in my credit union, and if I need to transfer it into PayPal or to a, but it does look like there's ways. I just live way too far out in the country, I'm saying, to even make that work. It would need to be efficient to try to drive into town. So I'll just have to ask Kevin if I think that might be Marcy over there barking. I don't think that's her. What the hell? My dog's over there barking. Interesting. Um, okay, so anyways, I do appreciate it, guys. I do really appreciate your information. Like I say, because I'm just unfamiliar with the Cash App, uh, you know, the Cash App itself, on how do you put money in there, because I've only ever had it by somebody, transferring money or something, or paying me in Cash App, because I've accepted from other people in the past, because I had the app for something I had sold and said, well, I can take Cash App, and they paid me that way. So more specifically, really, I was trying to get an idea too whether Verizon Wireless shuts your phone bill off at straight 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock midnight, so I didn't get the answer to that, but I guess I'll know here in a few hours if my phone gets shut off. So, yeah, we all got to deal with it, right? We all got bills. So, again, I just thought somebody might. I know a lot of people have Verizon Wireless. I know that that's the best, the better carrier of all the phone carriers that I've ever had, because I've had some other phone carriers, but it's all the same repeater tower up here. I was going through another, what was that, Straight Talk, for a lot of times, that uses that repeater tower. It's the same Verizon tower that they're using with the tri-band phone, but I just got tired of dealing with the horrible customer service from these other companies. I can't even understand the operators on the other end. So Verizon I can understand, and actually the phone bill is about the same that I was paying. Uh, is the other, is the other company. So, well, I think they will. I'd almost bet you that they will, Jen. I really think that they will. I think this is one of these companies that they don't have a grace period, so they can, and I hope not. And it's okay. Uh, Cool. So yeah, and I went through and read some of the things. I couldn't get as specific on it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get as specific. It has a lot of, not double speak on there, because before I came in here and bothered you guys, I did look up on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I did, but I couldn't get a good solid answer. It kind of iffy. And I thought, you know what? Somebody's got Verizon. Somebody knows. No, Tracy, it's going to get shut off at 12 o'clock tonight on the 13th, or no, you have until tomorrow at the 13th. It's either tonight or tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? One or the other. So I think it's tonight. I think it'll be off tonight at midnight. So, and I appreciate it again, Jen. I do. It's because that I couldn't get a straight answer. I'm like, somebody all my life will know, on the ministry will know. They'll have Verizon Wireless. They'll, yep, once my phone bill got shut off or whatever, because I don't normally, like I said, guys, I have all the money right here to pay it. I just, like an idiot, didn't put the money in the bank, in the credit union. And I was up in town. It was just one more stop, and I didn't want to, I was already up there, and I think I'd bought something that was cold or something and wanted to get home to the animals. It was hot, and they've been outside for a little bit, and wanted to, I think I had a couple other stops up there. And so bank was on my list, and I went up early in the morning, and I think I had to stay until 11. It was like 10:30, and I wanted to get home, to my animals. I should have stayed up there another half an hour or something. I think that's how it went down. I just came home. I'm like, I got money in Cash App. I got money in PayPal. I got a little bit of money in the bank. $10 here, $10, 15 there, 20. It's $50. I always cover my phone bill, so it's not the end of the world. But I'm in a very vulnerable spot where the state of Oregon wants me dead, and so does um, uh, what does that mean? But anyway, hold on one second, guys. So look at that, Anthony. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. $75. Much love. I hope I'm not like 10 cents short, but if it is, it's okay. I don't even, like I said, appreciate it. Much love. Come stay out here. Come out to the desert. Are you from anywhere in the Pacific Northwest? Come stay a night or 2 or 3 out here. I don't think this is the first time you've donated to the ministry. So appreciate it. If you're ever in the Pacific Northwest, come stay some nights out here in the high desert, man. The stars are unbelievable out here. This is the largest dark sky sanctuary in the world. I'd love to have you, as a guest out here. Stay a week, stay a weekend, stay a week. Have come out in here, and it's off grid. We'll give you a waterless toilet, a view of the stars, but I'll get a solar panel hooked up in there for you. Make some constant power. You keep a phone charged, and hell, if it ain't that fun, you can go. Maybe we figure out a hotel room up in the local, But it's a neat place. If you're ever out in the way, in this area, please, I'd love to give back, because I don't want to take from anybody. So it's tough to come by, guys. All these dollars and cents aren't easy to come by. So much blessings. Yeah, just actually give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me see if I can do something here. I'm going to put the stream on pause, if you could, for 1 second. Okay. I'll be right back with you guys. All right. Give me a minute. The stream is going to pause. I'm going to transfer this. I want to let you know. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back with you. Thank you for all your help, Elsa, Jen. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it, guys. Where'd Anthony come from? He's not even in the chat. Where are you at? Hi in there, Anthony. Appreciate it. Again, just give me 1 minute. I'm going to pause the stream, but I will be back in momentarily. Okay, guys, give me a minute here. All right. Thank you guys for your patience. Done. All right. Thank you so much, Anthony. Saves the day there. Please, if you're ever in the area, Anthony, come out here and hang out here with me. And if you like, you just come out and hang out. You don't even know. We'll just check in like a regular cabin right now, too. Won't even bother. You can just come out, bring the kids, bring the wife, whatever. And I appreciate it. Okay. That helps me out tremendously. And, I do appreciate it. And that's just my mistake. I didn't stop at the store. I get to town, guys. I don't in town. I just like being here at the farm, and I'm kind of a loner. A little hard to get a hold of sometimes. For some people who find it impossible to get a hold of me unless they're here in my face. So I apologize for being like that. I've never been really good at keeping up with anybody. Like I said, I don't have really any friends or that I've ever kept up from school or anything. It's just I'm kind of just a loner, like set apart, and I'm not that I don't love people and try to help people out too. And I spend time in town. When I'm in town, I try to help and open up doors for people, let people in front of me in traffic, do all the things that I think that we should try to do to help each other out in every way we can. Just the little things make a big difference. So that $5 goes a long way right now. It really does. It saves me from having to worry about my phone off. It's going to be on tonight, and it's paid, and I appreciate it. Again, much Agape, not even in the chat, and comes in and makes an appearance through Cash App. So what a blessing it has. And again, I don't think this is the first time this person is given to the ministry. So what a blessing to have it as you guys. I was just looking for the answer of whether Verizon I just think I'm gonna start paying my phone bill early instead of, or whatever. It'll give me a credit, I'm sure. And normally I do. I pay it a day early. I don't worry about it. And um, I just can't, like I said, I don't know what the Verizon Wireless, what their cutoff is. I think they're one of these companies that does, bam, if you don't pay it by that night, it's off. They might actually allow you to text message. I'm not sure. I've never had that issue with this company. And I've been with them for now, I guess, probably been a couple years already. It's been a minute because I was with the other company for a while. And normally have long relationships with the phone companies that I'm with. So, um, thank you for giving again. I appreciate it. It'll save me the headache of worrying about how to drive into town or even bug Kevin. I appreciate it. And like I said, if you're ever in the area, and that goes to anybody that too, that's part of this ministry. And if you're out here, come visit. Um, I've got a beautiful spot out here. I've got a beautiful cabin built. I can get it all prepped up and ready for you if you come, and let you stay a day, 2, 3, stay a week. If you're coming from a distance in a pool, I'd love to have some of the viewers out here, some of the subscribers. Love to give back, guys. And again, eventually, hopefully, this ministry will provide housing and food and an abundance for others. So everybody who's ever donated to this ministry is making a big part of, keeping this. Oh, I'm having problems with my eye, guys. I better get off here. My eye just kind of killing me right now. So, um, thank you, blessings, Brother Anthony, for donating to the ministry. Again, I don't think it's the first time. So it's the littlest things in life sometimes makes just the biggest difference in people's lives. Like just holding a door open for people sometimes don't, So like that, I don't know. I'm just not that person. When somebody walks out right in front of you, they don't even open the door. It's like, whoa, I don't walk out a door without holding the door. I'm always going to look behind me. Thanks for looking out. Thanks for having my back and having my six. Um, it's a very trying time for the ministry for myself. So hopefully, Father, as He always does, prevails. And if it's difficult, I'll try to capture it live. I'll try to do it live. That's the beautiful thing about having this internet and we can, have. This is such an incredible time where the ministry is worldwide, north, east, west, and south, all across. Where He's going to send the 4 angels to the 4 corners of this earth, right, to this rock, to judge this earth. Guys, this ministry has been such a blessing in one of the most extremely difficult times that I've ever been through in my entire life. And I've had a pretty good test. I know we all get a different measure. I got a pretty good beating this time. And I don't think He's done beating me yet. I think I got a long way to go before He's going to let me done. I have to endure the end. So, blessings. Okay. Thank you, everybody that is a part of this and has been there for me at a time that's been extremely needed. Thank you, Father, for creating this ministry through your word and fellowship is what Brother Jim Brown at Grace and Truth Ministries said that I lack. So I had to create the ministry because I can't sit out there in this desert all by myself. And it's not good for me. I love the word and I want to share it with others. And so this is the best way ever, north, east, west, and south, all 4 corners of this rock. I don't think there's any country that we don't have a subscriber base between the years that this channel's been set up, Predestined for Light, over on TikTok. That's 50,000 plus people that subscribe to this ministry. So it makes mega churches look small, pales in comparison. So thanks for being a part of that, guys. It's a church, it's a body. It's a place to come fellowship with your brothers that are in the narrow way. So I don't want to take anything from you guys. I hope you can come here and glean from this channel. And it's valuable, more valuable than any precious metals or any, paper currency, Cash App, Venmo, aren't any of those things. So I hope that you can take from this ministry as well. I don't want to take from anybody. I don't want to be on the other side. I just showed you I have the money. I have abundance. I just spaced it off. Really wanted to. I didn't. I just wanted to get home to my dogs. I told you, my brain gets, I just don't like being in town, guys. I don't like to go in town. Even the little town up in where I live. I just rather be in the country farming and but I need to get over that. I need to travel and get out a little more, and maybe I'll things will they'll work a little better for me. So um, when I'm not cooped up, I do that to myself a little bit. So I appreciate having this because this allows me to reach out and not just get in this little bubble with Father and just staying in a little bubble. We're supposed to go out there and share this message with everybody. So thank you, Father, for the blessing of this interweb, this worldwide net that's got me caught up here with my brothers and sisters in the narrow way. I love brothers and sisters. Truly, this ministry is such a blessing. This is one of the biggest blessings I've ever received as a man, as a flesh being, just to be here, to have others that maybe someday I'll be with on the other side that I never knew. And if I never were together in, flesh, it doesn't matter. This is kind of a being how we're all going to be together as one body later on. So we're all here together on the net and we'll be one body later. Thanks for being a part of it. Just one dude, one guy that brings the ministry up. All of your comments are part of the ministry. It's not me that makes the ministry. One of 22,000. And how am I pale compared by number to what you guys are as a whole? Your comments are, I know I talk a lot, but you're constantly, if we get a good live stream and hear people continuing to add to this ministry by comment. So leave a comment. Thank you, Anthony, Brother Anthony, for your continued support of the ministry. Elsa, Scorpion Milk's in here. I've seen you in here before. Jen's back in here. People come in and spend your time in here. You don't realize how valuable this is to me. MMA Paris is in here. Regulars. Good to see people coming back again and again and again, tithing their time. What a blessing. Got to go, guys. Need to save my battery. Pastor Revelation, thanks for the support of the ministry. We'll do it live. If anything happens, I'll go live. Pastor Apocalypse. Whoa.